Welcome to Most Feared, a show where we introduce YouTubers to their greatest fears in hopes of them overcoming the thing that they fear the most. Today, we have the Bert dude facing his fear of snakes. Now Bert, your greatest fear is snakes. Now when did this fear arise? Have you always been afraid of snakes, or is it like some type of traumatic childhood incident that caused you to fear snakes? Why are you afraid of snakes?
Me and my mom were looking at a piece of property, and there was a river on the property. It was like a 5-10 acre piece of lot. It had a river running through it, and me and my mom were standing on the edge of it looking out into the river, and we're just like, wow, this is beautiful. And I actually hear like a rattle of a rattlesnake, and right underneath me was a rattlesnake. I just remember my mom pushing me away, and we both running.
And your mom got ate?
No, she didn't get ate.
Ah, so she pushed you away, your mom saved your life, and ever since that day, you've been afraid of babies with rattles.
Yeah.
Welcome to Most Feared. We have 12 toddlers in the back, and they got all the rattles.
What's funny is your mom was probably pushing you towards the snake.
Go! So these are the snakes?
Yes.
Plenty to get over your fear with. So I'm here with Daryl the Snake Man. How many years of snaking experience do you have?
Oh gosh, 30. I've been
30
doing
years.
it professionally for 25.
Professionally for 25, 30 years of snaking experience. Can you tell me the craziest encounter you've ever had with a snake?
Well, do you remember a story in Dallas about 7 years ago when there was a cobra loose under a building near downtown? There was an idiot, an expert, that sent under the building to go after it. That was me. And that was truly bizarre because I had 3 different networks trying to follow the story. So at one point I literally had 3 cameras, 3 mic packs, literally following everywhere I went. The sad thing was when I finally solved the puzzle and found out where the snake was, it was the day Ronald Reagan died and the story got literally buried.
Oh really? Okay. So it was like a loose snake situation. Did you corral the snake? You caught the snake?
Well, no, the deal was there was a 5,000 square foot crawl space that I had to crawl through. And of course the camera guy goes like, well, what are you going to do if you get bit? And I'm like, well, I can call 911, but who do you think is going to crawl in here after me? And they love that. I'm sure they were taking bets about how long I was going to last. But I spent almost 3 hours down there. But the problem is a cobra can climb. It can climb up through the holes in the subfloor, which there were a bunch of. There was also one, a porch thing where it went up underneath, and I couldn't crawl through that. I'm like, there's no way. He feels me coming.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it was, gosh, a month and a half later when I finally, put 2 and 2 together and figured out where the animal came from and who had it. And it actually turned out to be a guy that was in that condo complex.
You said you've encountered people that have had fears of snakes. I would guess it's a kind of a common fear for some people to fear snakes the way they're portrayed in movies and television, like Snakes on a Plane, classic movie about killer snakes trapped on a plane. What do you think of that film?
They pushed every button about the snake phobia and then created a few more.
Yeah, fear mongering.
Oh my gosh.
And that's why people fear snakes, and that's why our buddy Bert probably fears snakes. So how do you think you're going to be able to help him face his fears?
Well, I specialize in ophidiophobia. Ophidiophobia is the fear of snakes. And it's incredibly empowering. A phobia is a Christmas present you haven't opened yet.
So it's time to go get Bert out of waiting so he can face his greatest fears here on Most Feared. You ready, buddy?
Yes.
You scared?
Yes. Let's just get it over with. Come on.
So Bert is sitting on the stool of fear, about to face his greatest fears, snakes.
Okay, well, this will start with one more story. It was a lady who's really adventurous and has always introduced her daughter, who's afraid of a lot of things, to new adventures because of it. And so she booked me for her surprise 16th birthday party. Her daughter's afraid of snakes. I wheeled in with my boxes, but I never said what I was doing. I didn't even bring in my snake hook. Are you an animal lover? And she smiled real big, and then her eyes got real wide, and she ran for the door. And I said, hold on, we're gonna start with something I normally don't do until much later in the show for you. Because most people, on a scale of 1 to 10, how bad is your fear of snakes?
Probably like a 6.
6.
7.
Okay, compared to that, where would you put lizards?
I don't care.
There you go. This is from Argentina. She's a black and white tegu, and her name is Tia. Here she is. Now she's actually a little spastic. Once she gets held, she starts doing this, but watch, you know what makes her stop? Eye contact. I'm not entirely sure why.
It feels like a boot.
This is a puppy dog with scales.
Well, okay, so if the lizard's not bad, maybe the snake's not bad either. Maybe I'm just a whiny baby.
Do you know why the tongue is forked?
For breathing? Or is it tasting?
Tasting the air, but you know why it's forked? Because it can tell, it smells in stereo. Taste the air in stereo. It can tell when the trail goes, she can tell when the trail goes cold on the left or cold on the right. A snake is better than a bloodhound at following a scent trail. Now, you know what the venomous snakes of Texas are?
Rattle, I assume. Is there more? I assumed it was just rattlesnake. Or
No, all four of the
water
major-
moccasin.
Rattlesnakes, water moccasins,
Copperhead?
copperheads, and you know what the last one is?
No. I guess not.
Good. You know what this is for?
I assume that's your hook.
This is not a hook. These are tongs. These are for snakes that need to be over there.
Oh.
Oh, God.
I gotta go.
Did we bring one of those today?
One of the foremost deadliest snakes in Texas? I don't want to be here. What do I do? Do I run? Or do I need to stay completely still or die?
Now I only use this on the really dangerous ones.
Oh, good.
Oh, here we go.
The fourth venomous snake. We got rattlesnake. Oh, just. You'll
Oh,
see.
okay. Yeah.
You'll see it.
Yeah, I'll back up.
This is not the one to get the close up for. Thank you.
Oh, God.
Plunger over here, Bert.
Oh, let me make sure we're set.
Oh, God.
This is not supposed to be remembered.
This is not a good one for a second one. You just showed me a lizard, now you're going to show me like a rattlesnake?
Rattlesnakes, copperheads, water moccasins, and the last one is, does anybody know?
No.
Coral snake. See what the Texas coral snake looks like?
No.
Like this!
Oh, God!
God.
I was shit my pants. I'm like, oh my God, is it gonna be secure?
To be honest, I'm not even scared of snakes. I like snakes. My brother owns a snake. I pat it and play with it all the time.
I told you all of my scary turns out to be funny.
Oh, God.
This is a Taiwanese vinyl snake.
A vinyl snake, yeah, it's a vinyl snake.
That's plastic, Zach.
That's good on me.
Vinyl from Taiwan.
I thought it was gonna slip out. I thought it was real and he was trying to scare Bert with it. I was like, if it falls out, it's on me and I'm dead. He hyped up the snake quite a bit. So when he grabbed the tongs and pulled out this plastic snake, just the way he pulled it out, I'm telling you, I'm not scared of the snake. Kind of scared of the snake. But just the way he kind of pulled it out, I thought maybe he was going to lose control of it. And I'm sitting here where the inertia would have pulled the snake right onto my chest and I would have been one of the 4 deadliest idiots in the room.
Now we're going to go with one with no legs, but this is also the most docile animal you could possibly meet in the snake world. These are incredibly popular as pets. These are incredibly popular as pets because you basically can't get him to bite you. You could beat this animal to death and he would not defend himself. Look, if you get close to his head,
I'll be lucky.
Ah!
you get close to his head, he pulls back.
Okay, I was wrong. This is worse. This is way worse. They have no legs and they're gonna crawl in my nose.
You can't get him to bite you unless you have a mouse in your hand, which is a very bad idea. All right? So, unless you have a mouse in your hand, you're absolutely...
I just think of
Safe.
Voldemort. I always think of Voldemort.
Yes, but the snake doesn't
A
deserve
Horcrux.
that.
It's a
The
Horcrux.
snake does not deserve that. Come on, check it out. Feels like a really expensive purse. That's what I tell women.
Yeah, that's nice. That's a snake.
Okay, so... the
Oh,
next-
it's got a softer underbelly. I don't like that.
Actually, sort of let that wrap around the handle. We're talking solid muscle.
I got burpee. I get nervous.
In fact, every belly scale is a pair of ribs that can actually independently flex the belly scales and walk along like the rib scale, like the scales on the belly are feet.
What'd you
They
say?
move like
I didn't hear you.
Well, they can move forward. You're not hearing a word I'm saying. Yeah. The reason they call them a ball python is instead of biting, they roll up into a tight little ball with their head and their tail in the middle. Okay, he's not really afraid of me, so he's more of a cinnamon roll python. But you know, if he were afraid, he'd roll up into a tight little ball, and whatever can't swallow all of them can't swallow any of them. Even if they start biting at it, this is the most resilient part of the body, and they crawl away when the animal
I'm
goes
just
up.
glad this thing's tongue is smaller. Because the last tongue was creepy.
Oh, yeah,
It was. I didn't like it.
Since you've graduated that far, it's time to deal with something with a little size.
I'm a big boy.
Oh wait, what did you say? What did you say?
Yes! Yes!
I saw it. I saw it.
Why did the anaconda cross the road?
To get hit by a car?
To swallow a famous chicken. And you know why the Texas chickens
Wept.
Boy, I gotta go.
God, that thing's big. Sweet baby Jesus, this thing's big. It could eat me without even thinking about it.
I drape this thing around 5-year-olds all the time. This is an absolute puppy dog.
Good for him. Jesus.
His name is Neon, and he's a total sweetheart. You know.
Oh God, that tongue is big.
Look. He's such a good boy.
Good for him.
Through making this video, I'm slowly realizing that I actually might have a fear of snakes.
Holy
Going to be fine.
Lord, he's heavy.
Just breathe.
How many mice does this one eat?
A lot. Apparently. Only 50 pounds. This is 11 feet
Oh, that feels weird.
and 50 pounds.
It's getting tighter.
He's not. All he's doing is trying not to
real fast.
fall off of you. All snakes are afraid of falling. Think about it. You would be too with no arms and legs.
I don't like this. It's heavy and it
But
feels...
you're doing it.
I'm doing something. I'm peeing. You won't be able to tell I'm wearing black pants. Okay, so I may not look that scared. Well, that's because I'm trembling on the inside because I don't want to move too quickly. Guess what happens if I move too quickly?
That's a big snake.
Yeah. Oh God, that tongue is weird.
Lightly touch.
His butt's so heavy. Oh, it just feels like a whole bunch of wet fruit.
Let's put it on Zach quick.
Yeah, let's get it on Zach.
Yeah, Zach, let's get it on you
he
quick.
does not like the snake. Oh, you do not like
I
it.
think our host needs to be part of this.
Oh boy,
There
no.
we go.
Oh, let me see this.
So it feels so nice. When he put that yellow snake around me, not gonna lie, the thing seemed pretty nice. I'm not scared it's gonna kill me. I just don't like the way it feels. It's squishy, it's cold, it's scaly, it's kind of peeling. All about this is kind of disgusting. I'm not feared for my life, but just kind of feared to get gross. I don't like it.
I don't like this at all. Where's he going?
I like this snake.
Where's he going?
He's going somewhere. Oh, I'm touching him.
Ryan. He's going to Ryan.
Oh,
Oh, he's
gosh.
slipping on my neck.
I like this snake.
And that's it for the first episode of Most Feared, a show where YouTubers face their greatest fears here on YouTube. Now you guys can comment down below what YouTuber do you want to see next face their greatest fears. And also like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe, turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Until next time guys, we'll see you later. Peace out.
Do you know what the longest snake in the world is? Any guesses? No. The reticulated python. You know how long it was? 33 feet. But it's been a very long time since anybody's even seen a 30-foot snake. But you just met the only person you're ever going to meet who actually owns
Yeah,
a
back
30.
up. Gonna back up real quick.
Who actually owns a 30-foot snake. Oh,
Son of a sh-
I gotta go.
Emma Bridges.
I almost hated to spring that on you.